Oh man, don't that sound something else interesting? 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. All right, so word of the day is discernment. Reason I brought discernment up because it's been the word of the day a few times this year. And I keep bringing it up because repetition is the mother of all skill. That's number one. But number two, it has a lot to do with the topic that we're talking about today. So discernment is the ability to judge well. Can you judge a situation that's good for you opposed to one that's not? Can you judge between a person you should have in your life and somebody you need to eliminate out of your life? Even when we start relationships with people, there are going to be some people who you're going to meet. They're going to show you some red flags and some signs, man, that lets you know not to deal with this person. Do you follow those red flags? Do you practice discernment? And there are some people like me who are so good with following their discernment. I don't wait for the other shoe to fall. I don't wait for me to, if I get a bad feeling when I'm around you all the time, that's enough for me not to be around you. I don't have to wait for something bad to happen. All right, so that's discernment. Saying of the day is, I didn't change, I just woke up. Saying of the day, I didn't change, I just woke up. Because there's a lot of times, man, people will accuse you of changing when you really didn't change. You just figured them out. Oh man, when some people think they can't use you no more, they can't manipulate you no more, they'll say you've changed. Yeah, but you still the same person. You still the same person you was the day before, other than you figured them out. This talk is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional guidance, advice, treatment, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use or abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988. 988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors who are just a text or call away. 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. When it comes to friendship, the harsh truth is that no matter how a person may seem on the outside, the world is full of people with cruel intentions. There are some people like an Oreo cookie. On the outside, they look one way, but on the inside, it's something totally different. And if you don't have discernment, you won't know. You can have a wolf in the hen house. Some lady just met a man. Ain't known him a good month yet. And he babysitting the kids. You might have a wolf in the hen house. Somebody who you just met, who you think is going to be your best friend, might be your murderer. And the thing about that is, the scary part about that is that the people that we're talking about in this talk, 5 signs of people, 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions, is that they don't want you to know. That's what's so scary about these people. Oh man. The world has good people, bad people, and it has hypocrites who are the most dangerous of all. Because if it's a good person, you know what to expect if they're consistently good. If it's a bad person, you know what to expect if they're consistently bad. But somebody who pretends to love you, who pretends to have your back, and they really got bad intentions for you, that's the most dangerous person there is. Hypocrites. They wear a mask of kindness and act as if they're the nicest people you will ever meet. But eventually the mask comes off and they become the exact opposite of what they were. You got some people, man, who are coming off like they're the best thing since pockets. And they're going to take you for a ride. Because if they come the way they are, you're not going to fool with them. 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. Number 1, they always talk about themselves. You got to watch a person who always talks about themselves and is not interested in hearing nothing about your life. They don't want to hear nothing about you. And everything is about them. Every move y'all make is about them. They always talk about themselves. People who are really nice will not keep on talking about themselves. People who are really nice want to know about you too. A genuinely nice person, they can't get to know you unless they listen to you. They can't get to know you unless they talk to you. If they always talking about themselves, do they really want to get to know you? People who are really nice will not keep talking about themselves. Always talking about oneself each and every time implies that the person is selfish and is always concerned about their own needs. A person with bad intentions may not talk about negative things directly. Let me say that again. A nice person with bad intentions may not talk about negative things directly, but the fact that they're not interested in listening to what others have to say shows that they're selfish and egotistic. 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. Number 2, they try to gain sympathy. Man, come on, man. I know a lot of people that are like this, man. You ever heard that story, the little boy that cried wolf? Remember that story? He had to go watch the sheep and make sure that no wolf was coming. So he was peed off that he had to watch some sheep. So he made up a lie that the wolf was coming to get some attention. So everybody in the village, when they heard that, because that was his job, all the men got to drop what they doing. Everybody got to drop what they doing, grab something and run to go and kill the wolf. So they do that. And then he likes the attention. Like, that was good. Everybody was looking at me, talking to me. Everybody came running, dropped what they was doing. That was power. Control. He did it again. Everybody grabbed their stuff. Like, what? The wolf, we got to protect the sheep. The boy just standing there, look what I did. Look at this power. But guess what? The wolf came for real. Yeah, the wolf was there for real, devouring sheep. The wolf. Oh. Nobody came. Most nice people with bad intentions try to use sympathy as a tool to manipulate people. If it's a person who really don't like you and they passive aggressive, one of the ways they get at you is to make people not like you. They got a sad story, man. When they give their version, oh my goodness. Oh, when I tell the pastor about this, they'll have the pastor looking at you funny when you walk into church. He'll have a sermon all about you. You'll be sitting out there like, now who done told this man? Be looking over at her like, I know you just didn't tell this man. I'm telling you, man. They try to gain sympathy. Most nice people with bad intentions try to use sympathy as a tool to manipulate people. Have you ever seen people who are always talking about their problems and crying over them? They will make a big thing out of a very small thing and play the victim in the end. They try to gain sympathy along with trust and love. So even if they do something bad, their peers will have a hard time believing the fact that they could do a bad thing because of their image as someone who has suffered a lot. Because if you're the sympathy person, you can get away with a lot. The person who's always down, when something come up, they might not even think about you. When something negative been said, and they trying to figure out who put that out there, they might not even consider you. Oh man, it shields you. 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. Number 3, they flatter you too much. Who doesn't like having their ego stroked? We all do. Especially if it's a woman, oh, you smell so good. Oh, that shirt looks so nice on you. Don't that feel good? Your enemies know it too. The people who don't like you know that too. It's good sometimes, but it is not normal if someone keeps flattering you constantly. No one is perfect in this world, and no one is without flaws. So if someone is praising you all the time, be careful. Somebody praising you all the time, be careful. They're trying too hard. This is one of the major signs of bad intentioned people. People with bad intentions for you will gain your trust by praising you and saying nice things about you. As a result, even if you are backstabbed, let's go there. Even if you are backstabbed by that person, you will wonder if you'll make a mistake by cutting them off because they always say nice things about me. You know what that reminds me of? The emotional bank account. Because what the emotional bank account says is that we need to treat our relationships like we treat our money. You need to treat all of your relationships like they are a bank account. Yeah. Because when we have in a bank account, A positive bank account is the more deposits you make. Don't you like when a deposit gets dropped into your bank account? Don't that feel good? I don't care if it's a $50 check that somebody owes you some money. It feels good to go to the bank and say, yeah, put that in my savings account. Thank you very much. Don't it? Just to drop some money in your account. The same thing with relationships. That's the secret. That's the secret to having a healthy relationship. Because when you fall out with somebody, or you get to the point where they're thinking about leaving you, or you thinking about leaving them, know what you do? You look at their bank account, the emotional bank account, and you start thinking about what about the good things about the relationship, opposed to the bad things about the relationship. And then you're going to weigh that stuff. And if the good outweighs the bad, it's worth saving. And if the bad outweighs the good, most people, if you got low self-esteem, you're going to still try to save it. But to make a deposit into an emotional bank account is when you see somebody and you give them a compliment. That's a deposit into the emotional bank account. When you do something for somebody you didn't have to do, that's a deposit into the emotional bank account. When you're there to listen to somebody when they're going through something, that's a deposit into the emotional bank account. If you think of somebody who you know in your life right now you haven't talked to in a while, or somebody who you love, who you want to contact or get back in contact with, you call them on the phone right now and they pick up the phone, somebody you care about, and they say hello, and you say, how you doing? Like, this is Will. I just want to call you and tell you that I love you. What you want? I don't want anything. I just want to tell you that I love you. Life is short. And I want you to know this. Oh, thank you, baby. Hang up the phone. You call them a few days later. Hello? Yeah, how you doing, auntie? Or how you doing, mom? Or whoever, brother, cousin. I just want to tell you I love you. That's a deposit into the emotional bank account, because you did that and didn't expect something for it. You made a deposit. Those are the type of things people think about when they think about salvaging a relationship. So if you're in a relationship with a person who's always complimenting you, but they stabbing you in the back, but they complimenting you, you're going to question whether you should really let them go. I know they be stabbing me in the back, but they be lifting me up sometimes when I'm down. People with bad intentions for you will gain your trust by praising you and saying nice things about you. As a result, even if you are backstabbed, you will wonder if you'll make a mistake by cutting them off, because they always say nice things about me. 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. Number 4, they are dominating. You better be careful of dominating people in your life. And that goes for women too, because dominating people have a tendency to be violent. A dominating person, let me put it like this. I don't care if it's a woman. Someone who is used to getting their way and dominating a person can become violent when they can't get their way. You see what I'm saying? So if you set a tone with somebody and then all of a sudden you want to take your power back, that could be a problem. Really nice people will always give you advice or suggestions and will never try to impose their ideas upon you. Nice people will give you advice, but at the end of that, they're going to say, that's what I would do. That's how I feel about it. They make it clear. You have to make a choice, or you have to make a decision for yourself. But if it was me, I would probably do this. But that doesn't mean that that's the thing to do. That's my opinion. Somebody who's dominating, if you don't do it my way, you're going to mess up. You better listen to me, because if you don't follow my way, you are going to mess it up, because you aren't smart enough to do it the right way without me guiding you. They might not say that last part, but that's what they're saying. Nice people with bad intentions will pressure you to do things. And once you allow them to dominate you, you will become dependent on them and eventually get used by them to fulfill their negative intentions, and they may even cause harm to you when you tell them no or try to take your power back. Be careful about giving people power over you. 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. Number 5, eye contact. People with bad intentions try to make eye contact with you in a different way. Their looks are always intimidating, and they tend to look at us with a different intention. Check this out. We need to rely on our discernment. Remember we said up here, discernment, the ability to judge well. We need to rely on our discernment to judge whether we should trust them or not. Not all nice people are bad. All we need to do is be cautious that we don't get cheated or affected by other people's negativity. 5 signs of nice people with bad intentions. Number 1, we said, is they always talk about themselves and they're not interested in you. Number 2, we said, is they try to gain sympathy. Number 3, we said that they flatter too much. Number 4, they are dominating. And the final one, number 5, is the eye contact thing.
Powerful. Reigns true.
Reigns true?
Yeah.
Any questions, concerns, or comments about it?
I bet you all them relationships.
Huh?
I bet you all them relationships.
You've been all, okay. Well, hopefully you'll learn something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.